Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. Okay, first of all, obviously I'm right that the ideal woman isn't that female who is dressed in a sexually promiscuous manner. You can imagine the words I would call her. That's not the ideal woman. The ideal woman, ladies and gentlemen, does not live in this time and does not live anymore if she ever did live. There is no such thing as a living ideal woman, and there never will be one again. First of all, we look at the idea of a secular nation. America has been a corrupt nation that never was on the up and up, not for a single moment in its history. Full of people in denial, full of criminals, corporate trash, what have you. Full of people pretending that all life is about is working hard, buying a nice car, having a home or some, buying a house, and watching football and guzzling beer and things like this, and whatever hobby they fish or whatever hobby they do that's insignificant. Mediocre at best. They completely disregard morals and exchange the possibility of being a moral person for being a simple-minded conformist. Most people do not believe that a secular system is the ideal system. They think that if they ruled the nation, that it would be better off than if a corrupt government ruled it, or a secular system in general. Okay? So, despite what you might think, most people do not believe in democracy. They would prefer a monarchy in which they are the leader. And of course, this is an evil world where they'll never allow for a decent system. With that being said, that should calm the nerves of all these racists and cowards and crazed homosexuals who like to scream and cry about that will never happen when I bring up the obvious. This country would be much better off, this planet would be much better off if I was in charge. Okay, because I'm the top martial artist ever, a righteous person, the only person doing the right thing. Now let's talk about the facts of the motive of America. I'm going to ask you 13 questions, and I'm going to prove my point definitively. And you should know definitively why, without talking about how this chick is shaped, what she's wearing so much, anymore, and so on and so forth. I'm going to prove that she is not ideal. It has to do with her being an expression of the motives of America. Number one, do you deny that many rich people who believe that eugenics should be done on the population exist? Question number two, do you deny that there are Greek body movements that appear to be gender neutral and are not African, right? So put the blame where it belongs. Three, do you deny that mostly white Jews and LGBT people own Marvel and that they made the Black Panther with a Greek body in the comic that I was showing? So I should have posted a video by now with a guy with a Greek body and the Black Panther comic resembling him. Okay. Remember, they said this ideal woman, and this is this is maybe 4 or 5 years ago when I saw this at Barnes and Noble's in the magazine. They said that she's a Jew. They supposedly took a vote and said the ideal woman looks like that, and she's dressed, in that way, and so on and so forth, and that she's a Jew, and she makes lots of money, and so on and so forth. Unbelievable. Some spoiled Jewish brat from the Hamptons or something that makes, 200,000 plus a year or something, or whatever it says, is the ideal woman. Whatever happened to love? Whatever happened to virtue? Whatever happened to honesty? Whatever happened to an honest mind? Whatever happened to not being part of a cabal? Whatever happened to not dedicating one's life to the Kabbalah and the Zohar and other abominations like that have to do with the occult? So they basically are saying the ideal female is some female who spread her legs for enough rich Jews that she makes lots of money, and she's an airhead sorority occultist type of nonsensical chicken head fool from a spoiled brat family. That's stupid, right? Anyway, do they deny the existence of racism? Do you deny that people gaslight and play stupid? So I'll use the word you instead of they. Do you deny that the golden age of fraternities was a period in American history that influenced the direction of America? I'd like to add that they said that in which a ridiculous number, it was like 40% or 50% or something like that, of adults were said to be part of at least one fraternity. How's that for, people operating behind the scenes? How's that for a massive conspiracy? I mean, my goodness. These fraternities were obviously social clubs. They're concerned with social engineering. Okay, and who fraternizes with who interacts with who, right? Horrible people, horrible people. Okay, do you deny that white culture is basically Neo-Greco-Roman culture, and that there are Greek-themed frats and sororities as well as the powerful Club of Rome? Do you deny the existence of corporate networks that sponsor movements like the sapiosexual movement, where they supposedly, using a Western scale, are turned on by intelligence? They're turned on by greedy geeks and corporations, greedy geeks in the government. Okay, very sick. Then, of course, you have intelligence agencies, which are notorious for being involved in clandestine activities, which must include human trafficking. If you do enough digging, you could probably prove it definitively. Do you deny that sex cults exist? Do you deny the highly political history of law enforcement and psychiatry? Do you deny that law enforcement and mental health workers collaborate together? Do you deny that psychological operations and black ops exist? Do you deny that it is not supposed to be mental health workers' job to deny that things that are very likely to occur must be okay? It's not their job to deny that someone who brings up something that is very likely to occur or is very likely to be occurring, okay, could possibly be occurring, and then to jump to the conclusions that it's just symptoms of mental illness. That is outrageous. And that is every day in this country. Gang stalking has been proven a million times over. Okay, it is not normal traffic behavior, you know, for people to shine lights on people, and there's countless videos proving that brighting takes place. That did not occur when I was younger. I didn't hear people talking about it. Okay, I didn't see people shining lights on me all the time. It simply didn't occur. Now they sell glasses to, you know, deal with the glare at night, and they sell visors because some dickhead okayed and started selling, you know, these bright white lights that simply you did not see them when I was younger. You see weird strobe light like lights on the freeway, weird pink and blue and all kinds of things that are horrible for the eyes. You know, it's like shining a laser in your eye or something horrible for the eyes. Why do these things exist? It's retarded. Because they want to use them to harass people, and because they have substances that make you more sensitive to bright lights, and they want to be able to blind you and kill you and harass you and argue that you're going to lose your sight if you don't change your point of view. And a bunch of occultists in the church go, you once were lost and now you were found rather. You once were blind and now you see. Say, in order for you to see, change your point of view. In order for you to see, they want you to be their sex fucking slave. You know, in a roundabout fashion or otherwise. Just sick, contemptible, nerd stock, slimy, toxic slime, toxic immaturity type of bitches. No heart, no masculinity, no care for their families. What kind of a worm comes together with a bunch of worms and then teaches their family to be a worm? Mass rapists, mass murdering, mass exploitation, spirit having, filth. Mass pedophilia, child molesting, human traffic complicity. Just horrible, horrible people. Disgusting. Demons are offended when you compare them to these horrible people. Sick motherfuckers. Cowards. Geeking ass punks. No heart. No honor. No dignity, no self-respect. No decency. When there's no decency on the planet, you must stop breeding. If they pretend that there is, you must scramble to find the way to be screened out as quickly as possible on top of that. Why would you want to be here? If you're going through a place that's worse than hell, with people who are lower than the fucking devil, okay? Get the fuck out of there. Thank you.